Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. I'm so happy to see you here again because today I'm going to discuss Mars retrograde. So yeah, buckle up and prepare yourself because the planet of Mars is all about passion, fiery energy, energy itself, sex. It's about any type of it's related to masculine energy actually. You know, Venus is the planet of femininity and Mars is the planet of masculinity. So when actually the masculine energy is going retrograde, what's happening is that we want to move forward, but we kind of can't because Mars is going to force you to look back at everything you've done so far concerning projects, concerning relationships, concerning anything actually related to passion or the direction you've been going through. You know, maybe you've took a certain direction and actually maybe that's not right for you. So this is a time to step back and not fight against the current, okay? Because we're having still a square with Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of karma, also going retrograde, has letting you face all the karma and all the baggage that you still had to solve, and Mars is going to drop some extra salt on that. So you're gonna have to really look within yourself and you know the frustration that you're feeling. Where is this really coming from? So a lot of people feel definitely very frustrated during this time, and it's annoying. You know, you want to go a certain place, but it's just not possible. And you have to take a step back and look within yourself like, okay, what is it that I need to change at this time, you know? So let's have a look at all the zodiac signs. Excuse me everyone if I haven't posted videos a lot lately because I've been celebrating my 30th birthday, so that was quite a big momentum in my life. And actually the Mars-Saturn square was quite tight on my birthday, so there were a lot of things happening, but at the same time I was having a blast and spent my time in a beautiful place close to actually Morocco with a beautiful view. So, but this is definitely off topic, but for you wondering what I've been doing lately, so let's start with the zodiac sign. So let's start with Aries. So Aries, of course, Mars is in your sign. So this is especially for Aries ascendant. You're gonna feel a little bit frustrated because your energy is going to go a little bit backwards, you know. It's like running against the wall and you can't pass the wall. This is how it's going to feel. And you know, when I look at Saturn, which is because Mars is squaring Saturn, it's happening in your 10th house of public image, of work. So there might be something at work, like someone keeps throwing work at you and you can't get it done. It's like this frustrating feeling, like I have to do all these things, but I can't get it done and I don't know how to do it. And how do we get there? And when we look at Mars, there is also a trine with the South Node, which is happening in your 9th house. So it could be that because this right now there is a lot of karma resolving itself. It's like it's crazy right now. So if there's a lot of things happening in your life, do not worry. This has to do with the rebalancing of Earth, the rebalancing of karma. You know, the end of this month, actually Saturn is gonna go direct again. So that's gonna make a huge shift, and it can ignite new beginnings, and especially after Mars is going direct again after the 13th of November. Mars, Aries, really, your Mars is stopping you from going as fast as you felt like going for the past 2 months. Yeah, and your job, there might be some frustrations, and maybe you're working in an international environment, or you have to work with an international client, and it's kind of stagnating you. It's like, you know, you're not really understanding each other. Maybe you're not at the same level. Maybe the job is requiring you to improve some of your languages, your cultural skills, or it's really telling, maybe you actually got promoted and you're so, you know, frustrated, like, can I do this? I want to go forward. I have this whole plan, but how am I gonna move this forward? You know, it's like, it's a little bit frustrating. Your South Node's in the 9th house, so it wants you to see the bigger picture, the bigger view. And your North Node is basically telling you to not overlook the small details. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Now let's get a card for you with this to see what extra information I can tell you. Just, you know, go with the flow. And you know, Aries, in general, you're a sign that wants to be very active. You know, you're ruled by a fire sign, and you have like this energetic personality, this warm personality, and you feel like it's almost like going against your own nature. That's how you're feeling right now. But don't get frustrated. It will be all good, and this is for the better. It's actually want you to look inwards and see that where you're at, this job that you were so excited about, if that's actually something you would really like to do, you know? Or maybe you need like to take a different road. I mean, who knows? So this is time to, yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm getting 3 cards. Patience and planning, okay? So this is not the time to go forward and take all your red energy into something amazing that you want to do. So starting new projects is a no-go right now, unless it's something that you wanted to start before and you didn't have the time for, so you can do that still. You can do that during the retrograde, but usually it's not the best time to do that. And, you know, you have to trust the universe that every step you're taking is for the higher good of yourself, and you're gonna be a triumph, you know, like Aries, you're really like a leading sign. You know what you're doing, and you're going head in usually, and the planning is left out a little bit, but this time you really have to sit back and think about the big steps. You know, Saturn is telling you, okay, you want this higher position, you want this higher you want this higher position in life. Doesn't matter if it's more in the public, maybe you starting some social media account or something more in the public, you have to plan it. So usually you're more an intuitive or a gut feeling sign, like not necessarily intuitive, but it's like you have an idea and you're flashing right after it and you're gonna get what you want. And this is really like a very it's a strength of you, Aries. So yeah, this is all what I got for you. Don't run too fast. Look at your projects. Don't start something new unless it's something that you were already planning on moving forward with, or that you were already planning before, and you're revising everything, you're going through the details. Yeah, thank you, Aries. So let's continue to Taurus. For you, Taurus, of course, Aries is going to be in your 12th house. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit frustrating. I mean, Mars retrograde is frustrating on its own, but literally you're going to feel a little bit out of energy. You're gonna feel a bit drained, and actually there could be some nightmares happening, and these nightmares or dreams that you remember and that you're having could be related to something from your past or for the past few months that you haven't dealt with. So this is something that it puts a light on you. You know, with Saturn in the 9th house, it could have something to do with your higher learning, your higher self, something that you were thinking about studying, maybe you're thinking about doing, and this dream is saying like, hey, maybe you should go back to this or reconsider the thing you wanted to do, like learn a new language, start a new academy, or like a study, anything like that. And your South Node is in the 8th house. So you're releasing some karma concerning joint ventures, concerning your sexuality, concerning something. So if you want to get out of the closet or you've been thinking about it, you're gonna think about it. And you know, it's probably best to communicate this after Mercury retrograde. But if it's been something that you've been thinking about a long time, go for it. Go for it and be so beautiful and brave as you are. And what else can I tell you, Taurus? Well, really, when it comes to the 8th house and the 9th house, maybe there is something that you were trying to change, but you're like almost afraid to step into this new phase of yourself. You're a little bit stuck on, you know, you had a major rebirth, but you're like, okay, I have this new beginning, but am I sure enough to step into this new phase? And this is going to, these things are gonna come up, you know? I feel it's Mercury retrograde already. I'm having trouble communicating what I want to say, but let's see what the cards are saying to you, Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Yeah. Oh, okay, we're gonna have a few coming out. Yeah, so shine your light. Do not be afraid of this new beginning that is arriving. And also, it's really time to connect to your higher self, to meditate and to take time, you know? Like, usually maybe you're doing like something like fitness yoga, but maybe now is the time to do yin yoga, something more chill, so you have more time to reflect on yourself. And you know, there's gonna be a lot of frustrations. Maybe you wanted to travel and that's not possible. It's like something is holding you back from the travels that you want to make, so you have to shine your light on yourself. And then I have transformation. So like what I talked about, like you really need to, you know, like the image, like spread your wings and dare to go into the new. So Mars is going to bring you back to the old situations. What are you unhappy about? And then it's time to transform it into something new. Patience and planning. I mean, Taurus, you're a patient sign, so that's okay. Yeah, and actually I'm getting the same card as with Aries, Triumph. So it seems like all these frustrations and all this karmic balance is going to bring you so much more success than you thought you were. So yeah, this is going to be super, super amazing for you. Thank you, Taurus. This was your message. Let's continue to Gemini. Hello, Gemini. So what's going on with Mars retrograde for you? It's happening in your 11th house. So this is really about friendships. You know, you might reconsider a friendship that over the past few months you have, you know, someone new you've met or someone old that's been coming back. You know, you're really reconsidering who are your friends and who are not your friends. So it's really time to look within and see who is there, who's been there for you and who has not been there for you. And Saturn is in the 8th house. So it could be that you've been going through, you know, some legal situation or something like this, and you needed support from your friends. And then you're thinking, who was actually there for me in this difficult time that I was having? You know, who was actually my friend and who was not my friend? And then related to the 7th house, so yeah, maybe you've been through some relationship breakup or a divorce, and you know, who of your friends were actually there for you? Who of your friends are you ready to let go from, or who are you contacting again? Or maybe you haven't really appreciated someone as much as you should. So it could even be fights with friends. Okay, let's not hope this is the case, but this could definitely happen as well. So yeah, be careful, think before you act, you know, because it might be, Gemini, that you acting too fast into something, or like bumping against the wall. You're not getting the answers that you really want to have. So Mars is really telling you to sit back and observe a little bit better who is good for you, and you know, maybe do something more relaxed with your friends. Maybe you've been going out doing a lot of things, you know, and you haven't really sit still to consider like what actually is, who's good for you and what you should continue with. Yeah, so deception and envy I'm getting. So look around you who's genuine and who's not genuine. So some people are actually wearing a mask. So really consider who has really been your friend, and who hasn't. Foundation and achievements. So maybe you've moved recently, or you know, you're setting new foundations into your new beginning, because you've been going through this major rebirth with Saturn in the 8th house. So yeah, major rebirth. And then authority. So you're getting back your authority. You're putting your feet on the ground again, and you're saying, okay, this is who I am and this is what I want. And this, you know, you've been lacking this a little bit lately because you had so much on your mind. It was so difficult for you to actually see what's good for you and what's not good for you. So I wish you all the best with that, Gemini, and let's move on to the next sign, Cancer. So Mars is actually happening for you. It's in your 10th house. So that means your public image, your job, your work. And it could be that you're going to be a little bit frustrated at work. You're going to be frustrated when you're out in the public, maybe some public fights happening. Oh God, let's not hope so. And your Saturn is in the 7th house. So maybe some business partnership, some relationship is being affected because something is going a little bit difficult in your job. Something is not really moving as you wish it would be. You know, there could be some delays, like you were waiting for some answers from your job, or and it's just, you're not getting them, and you know, your partner wants to have some answers from you, your business partner, your romantic partner, and these answers you're just not ready to give because you have so much on your mind. You feel like something is holding you back all the time. Maybe you even feel that your partner is holding you back sometimes. And the South Node is in the 6th house. So this is really about reevaluating your routines. Are you spreading your time wisely with your partner and with your job? Who has, you know, maybe you've spent too much time with your partner or too much time with your job. So you're gonna have to rebalance it. You're gonna have to look at your routines, you know. There might have been times when you were not taking care so well of yourself. So it's really time that now you release this anxiety of, you know, your food and everything. You have it under control, and this is the last step before your new beginning. So it's really about taking care of your routines and trying to balance work life with your partner. And if they get frustrated, don't fight because it's very easy to fight right now, but try to observe the situation and explain how you're really feeling. And I think you as a Cancer, you're really good at that, you know, explaining how you feel and the situation. So yeah, if someone has been a little bit of a block for you, it's time to be honest and to talk about it. Oh wow, okay, the cards are flying. Give me a moment. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, definitely awareness. So it's the awareness of where are you in the situation? Who are you in this situation? You know, is this let's look at the other cards. Okay. Heart chakra. What do you really feel about this person? You know, you have to follow your heart. And also when it comes to work, you know, follow your heart. What feels right for you? You know, maybe you try to find some new job, or you wanted to go in a new partnership, but you're not sure. Listen to your heart. You're aware enough, Cancer, to figure this out on your own. Material harvest. So yeah, things are going well for you when it comes to finances. So yeah, you've spent a lot of you actually did a lot of hard work. Yeah, you had your Mars in your 10th house, so the past few months you've been working really hard towards something, and you're reaping the fruits right now. So that's very, very, very nice. Passion ignited. So I feel this is the passion within yourself. So if you were in a relationship and passion was lacking, it's time to find it within yourself, and like this you can reflect it to the other person. So yeah, Cancer, this is really the message that I have for you. I wish you all the best, and let's move on to the next sign, Leo. So Leo, for you, Mars is happening in your 9th house. So this means faraway travel, you know, knowledge, and it's more like a higher knowledge or academic knowledge, studying, you know. So you really wanted to study something, go some places, maybe you wanted to travel, and Mars retrograde is like, no, 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 you're not traveling. It's kind of holding you back in the things that you would like to do. Maybe you wanted to study something, and because of the corona or something like this, you can't start yet, or there's some delays, or it requires really good planning from your side. You know, maybe you've been working towards something and it's like you're feeling so frustrated, like you can't get it done. So yeah, with Saturn in your 6th house, basically life is saying, put your routines in order, one step after another, you know, go to the gym at this time, study at this time. And when you're not ready to, you know, when you don't have the energy to do something, maybe just wait a little bit longer before you start. And then your South Node's in the 5th house, so it has to do with children. So it could be that your children are kind of holding you back from maybe starting this new study or starting something new, or maybe, you know, you have this hobby that you really would like to do and you're not sure if you would like to progress into this subject to get more knowledge about it. You're like, oh, it's something small, it's nothing in particular, but it's good to look into some studies or get some higher knowledge about it. Just revise these feelings, or maybe you've been working towards something and now it's time to revision if that is something you would like to continue or not. So let's look at some cards for you, Leo. Yeah, you really can release a lot of things concerning you're really rebalancing karma with your children, and you're really restructuring your life. Basically, you're gonna do it differently. You've been doing something and it didn't work, and now it's time to do something that does work. So you're really, yeah, you're in big major changes, Leo. Okay, obstacles and challenges. So yeah, you've been having a little bit of a bumpy ride. I feel it's like, you know, maybe your health, you really had to focus on that, and you weren't really sure like if you're gonna be okay, and it was all a bit fake. And it also had to do with, like, you know, how far am I willing to go to follow my dreams. And maybe your dreams weren't exactly in alignment with how you were dealing with your life. So you need to restructure your daily routines, you know, you need to restructure what's important for you. And you need to feel within yourself where you need to put your energy in. Base chakra. Okay, so it could be actually, yeah, definitely. Okay, your base chakra, so your root chakra, hasn't been balanced a lot. So maybe you're worrying about money or something that is grounding you usually. So this is time to really ground yourself. Think really positive about money, about where you live. Maybe you wanted to move or you're not happy where you are. But this is the key to move on and find the harmony that you actually have been looking for, because you want harmony in your life, Leo. You do want that. And, you know, you're this social sign. You want to get out there. You want to, you know, you want to meet people. But actually, it's time to go a bit within yourself and have an emotional withdrawal. Just, you know, like within yourself, meditate and realize what is best for you. Because sometimes people try to not a little bit pick on your energy because they like your sunshine, and then you're losing perspective of yourself. And you know, right now all the energy, because already Mars is going retrograde, so energies are low. So the energies that you have, use it well and use it on yourself. So this is the message I have for you, Leo. Let's move on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, what's going on with you? We have Mars in the 8th house. This is the house of debt. This is the house of joint finances, the house of legal battles. So maybe you've been working towards something. I don't know. It could be that you've been working towards getting more intimate with people, you know, working on the sexual side of yourself. And with Mars retrograde, it really is about the message behind it. So it's really, you have to look within yourself, like, why am I reacting to a certain person a certain way? Do you have fears of intimacy? Do you have fears of death? You know, maybe someone died around you, and you unconsciously hold this fear within you and you don't know how to deal with it. So yeah, it's like life is short and you're suddenly realizing it, and you're like, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna enjoy life, I'm gonna sleep around, get spicy. But with Mars retrograde, they're saying, okay, rethink about it, but take it easy, you know, even with legal battles. You know, 8th house is many things, rebirth, like everything that happens in the 8th house gives you a major change. So don't get frustrated over it, you know, because Saturn is holding you back. And for you, Saturn is in the 5th house, you know, so maybe you want to spare, you know, have your creativity could have been a bit blocked because your fears are overruling you. Or your children, you know, they need more care than usual. Or your creative expression, you know, it's about what do you really want. Maybe you chose a direction that's not really for you, Virgo. So really think about that. And your South Node is in the 4th house. So it's really like, even at home, your family, like some fears that you're having within you are coming from your family. So really think about it, like, okay, what are the fears that I'm having and where do they come from? Like, did someone in my family have similar fears, intimacy issues, fears about death? You know, how was your family's views on death? So this is time to reconsider and how life is short and how you would love to spare your spare time and your time with your children, your time with your friends, you know? Have you been a bit too serious about it or not serious enough? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is also because Mercury is going retrograde soon. It's going to happen between the 14th of October and the 3rd of November. And you're ruled by Mercury. So I'm getting throat chakra. So really, what I'm feeling here with this Mars retrograde is that you're clearing your throat chakra, and you shouldn't speak before you think. And I know, Virgo, that's not really you, but sometimes you're a little bit sarcastic and the things that you're saying are not everyone likes the comments that you're making. So use your intuition and your light to shine it on yourself and put the light on the dark spots in your life. So the dark issues that you've been facing, you really have to bring that to the light, okay? So use your intuition and use your time with yourself to explore what is actually going on. Yeah, Virgo, so this is my message for you. Let's move on to the next one. Libra. So hello, Libra, what's happening? Mars is in your 7th house. So 7th house is of partnerships and relationships, business partnerships, and also open enemies. So Mars is going retrograde. So you might be really frustrated right now in your partnership. You know, there's something that's been bothering you, or maybe you've been chasing a person that's actually not so suitable for you. You've been chasing them real fast, and now with Mars retrograde, you're seeing the real side of the person and you're like, I'm not so sure. But don't get me wrong, you could also like rethink about the passion within your relationship and actually think for yourself. It's almost like a plan on how to make it better. So it actually could also improve your relationship. So see what resonates with you, of course. Saturn is in the 4th house. So yeah, it could be someone you're living with, a flatmate, a roommate, your romantic partner. And the South Node is in the 3rd house, so you definitely need to talk about something, and there's something that you need to discuss with this person, and you really need to realize if that is someone you would like to really be with, because it might end into a breakup or you reconnect and it's going to be triple stronger. So it's up to you how this is going to go. So Libra, let's see the cards for you, okay? Crown chakra. What else do we have? So I feel like you need to really not think too much with your mind, but really the channel that comes in, you listen to spirit actually before you get into an argument with someone. Okay. So it could have to do with fertility, or like either you're trying to get pregnant with someone and this someone doesn't want to have children with you, or actually this someone is degrading your femininity. So it's not only about having children, it's about you as a feminine, your feminine side. So this doesn't mean a woman or a man, or this needs to be a woman. This is for both. This is feminine energy. You know, so someone is degrading your feminine energy and bulldozing all over you. And with Mars retrograde, you're like, okay, is this something I'm still taking? Because you've been suffering in silence and you're like, do I want to be silenced like this any longer? And you're gonna feel a little bit frustrated about it. So be careful, but if it's too much or someone is abusive or someone is not good for you, it's time to get them out of the door. It's time. Okay, so Libra, that was my message for you. So let's move on to the next sign, Scorpio. And Scorpio, for you, Mars is in the 6th house. So this means that you've really been working on your routines and everything, but it could have been that you had to deal with some heat flashes lately, or some fever, or you haven't been feeling great. And this could be because you're moving too fast into something, okay? Or you're asking too much from yourself. And Mars retrograde is asking you to look within yourself, like what do you need to work on, or what your health is really telling you, like, hey, Scorpio, something is not working out for you like this. You need to take it a little bit more slow, even though you have a lot of energy. Mars retrograde is like, okay, we're depriving you of the energy to do a million things at the same time. And we're Saturn in the 3rd house, you know? It will be like, it's about communication. So maybe communication in your job, maybe you wanted to do a certain project, you were super excited, but you haven't presented or communicated it well, so not everyone understood. With the South Node in the 2nd, it's about money. So how to make money with this new project that you were suggesting, or maybe you were trying to find new ways to make money, but it's not really solid yet. So it's time to go over it and revise it and see if this is still worth the work, or that you need to adjust it or maybe stop it. You know, it's also good to sometimes admit that something is not working out. Okay, so the cards are saying material harvest. So it could be definitely something that could be rewarding. but you need to keep your authority and stand your ground with it and have patience, because maybe you want it to happen today and that's not possible. This is a long-term something. This is something you have to really think through, and you really have to think about how you're gonna communicate this brand forward, or how you're gonna communicate this certain message forward to the public. So really take it easy and think about it, okay? Well, that's my message for you, Scorpio. Let's move on to the next sign, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, for you, Mars retrograde is happening in the 5th house of creative expression, romance. So yeah, maybe you've been dating, you had a spicy life, and Mars retrograde is telling you, okay, let's move a little bit backwards. Saturn is there. What's your karma? Who's real good for you from the people that you might have been dating? Or maybe you've been working on some creative project, and you know, with Saturn in the 2nd house, it's like, is this really rewarding? Is this person or this job really valuing my worth? Is this worth? And you have to go within yourself. Am I worth this person, and I worth this project? Or is this project, is my self-worth good enough to release this project? And the self-worth is related to money. And with the South Node in the 1st house, it's really about maybe asking help from other people as well, you know? Maybe you wanted to do it all alone, get all the advice, or do everything by yourself. But you need someone sometimes that can help you a little bit, you know, like who can give you advice on what to do. So let's see what the cards are saying. Sag. Okay. Yeah. Feel there's one more for you. Okay. Yeah. There might have been some hard loss lately. I'm so sorry, Sagittarius. Some hard loss, or maybe something from the past that's coming back to your mind, and you're feeling really sad about it, but you need to be alone, and you're gonna have to, you know, it's about the base chakra, the root chakra. So you really need to see yourself successful. You need to see yourself worthy enough. You need to see yourself worthy of love, worthy of money, worthy of the right people around you. And you can only get there with solitude. So you have to be by yourself and like explore within yourself, what are you worth, and what is it that you crave for, and how can you get there? And you need to work on loving yourself, telling yourself you're good enough and that you can do it, you know? Because it would be a pity if you can't reach what you want, and you're so worth it. So Sagittarius, take it easy, and I'm moving now on to the next sign. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, Capricorn. So Capricorn, what is the message for you during this Mars retrograde? For you, it's happening in your 4th house. So it has to do with your house matters, your family matters. Maybe there's been something has been going on with your family. Maybe you had to take care of a family member, or you were fighting with a family member. And now is the time to revision that. Do I need to make up with this person, or am I ready to let go for a moment and just let it be? Maybe you spent all your energy on one of your parents, you know, and you know, it has to do with Saturn. So it could be someone who's the more authority in the family, or the father. And this person has really been holding you back in the things that you would like to do, because your Saturn is in the 1st house, and this person made you feel like you were not good enough, and that maybe you need to dress different, you need to look different, you need to do this different and that different. And it kind of made you slow down and block yourself into the things that you would really love to do. And with the South Node in the 12th house, it's really all about karma restoring, you know? It's like your karma is being restored with your family, and this is like a major thing happening right now. And you're gonna get so frustrated, but please learn how to forgive this family member. Learn how to forgive this person that you're living with, because it's 4th house is also flatmates, people you're living with, your partner, anyone you're living with. or your family members that you've been having trouble with. It's time to forgive them, and in some cases to let them go. So yeah, see what your intuition is telling you and listen to your own voice. Yeah, your shadow side is really coming out at this time. You know, you're facing like the thing that you don't like about this person might actually be something that you need to look into with yourself. So face your shadow, and it says the waiting game. So you have to be patient with yourself and patient with this person. This person that you're having frustrations with is actually telling you something about yourself, and this is very sensitive subject. So be easy on yourself, you know, because you're used to be an authority and you're used to be like, and you don't want to see the flaws within yourself. But actually don't see this as a flaw, see it as a strength to embrace this vulnerability that you're having, to embrace that you're just human, Capricorn. You're not a robot. You know, there's things that you have to face within yourself, and then success can really come to you. Because with Jupiter still in your sign, you're rounding up everything, and you know, things that still need to come to you still have time to reach you. Just face your shadow and acknowledge that sometimes life is just, you know, it's not about being unfair. It's teaching you something. It's like a school. So see it as a school. See it as something really light, you know. And if that's hard, maybe hang out with some air signs that can help you, like, chill a little bit, you know. And this is about the temptation. Maybe there's some temptations within you, or something that you were trying to chase that wasn't really good for you, and that's something that your parents would have done, or your family, or someone you're really close with would have done. And it's time to embrace the shadow side of yourself and see what is it that needs a little bit of revision and a little bit of change. And you're gonna feel so relieved when you admit it to yourself, and you're gonna be so excited and enthusiastic to move on from this subject. So yeah, thank you, Capricorn, for listening. Let's move on to the next sign. Okay, Aquarius. So good to see you again. What is Mars retrograde doing for you? So actually it's happening in your third house of communication. So watch your words. And maybe lately you've been having a few fights and you're going over these fights again. Or the way you're communicating might have been a bit harsh. And now it's time to, you know, revision and be a little bit more planning about what you're saying. Your Saturn is in the 12th house. So even if people were really harsh to you, there is some karma that needs to be resolved, and you're gonna be a little bit frustrated about the communication you're having with people. Like, it's like they're not really understanding what you're saying, and then you're getting a little bit angry about it. But really, this is about releasing. It's about releasing things, and because the South Node, I have to explain this well, but so the South Node is in your 11th house of friendship, groups, anything. If you're working with groups, you're in a group, you're with friends, you know, they might say something to you that provokes you, and it's really annoying. This is something karmic, because they want you to realize that some people are not as good for you as you think they are. And also it could be that sometimes you've been a little bit too harsh on your friends. So just have some time to think about it. If you wanted to start a new communication project that you were ready to release in the outer world, maybe it needs some revision. Maybe you need to watch it again and see, like, is this really the right way to communicate something? And if you wanted to release a new project or do something new, this is not the right time. I'm so sorry. You have to wait until after Mars retrograde, at least until the 13th of November. And you know, with Saturn in your 12th house, you're really rounding up a lot of karma that's been coming to you. So either this could be really good or really bad, but anything that kind of came up for you is something that's been a major theme for you lately. but with Mars trining the South Node and Saturn squaring Mars, you're really ready to release it and to give it a spot in your life and to embrace that maybe some things are just not ready for you yet, and that maybe the people in your life that are in your life are maybe not always the right people for you, even though you look up to them or they look so great. But, you know, see through the deceit. Emotional withdrawal and hope, you know. It feels sometimes that you lost the hope. You had something going on and it hasn't been going your way. But you need to emotionally withdraw. And I know, Aquarius, you're having a lot of times, there's a lot of things in your mind going on. Yeah, you're the sign, you're thinking a lot. And this is great about you because you're the one who's inventing a lot of new things and inventing a lot of new, I don't know, machinery, new NGOs, anything, any crazy thing that other signs are not thinking about, you think about. And this is such a strength. I feel like I need to get one more card, but don't get your hopes, you know, down because you're feeling conflict and defeat right now. But it's okay, you know, like life has ups and downs and you're almost there. So I need to tell you, you're almost there. And it's like life was pulling a lot of energy out of you and you were just so tired that your communication really lacked a bit, you know. That's why you snapped at some people because it's like, oh, I'm just tired and I don't know what to do about it and I don't know how to face things. Like with the Saturn in the 12th house, you want to do something big, you want to give something to the world. It's just, you know, you've been getting a lot of different vibes and messages and you don't know really how to do it strictly, but don't worry about it. The thing that you're doing is maybe needs some adjustments. It needs some adjustments. And the fact that I'm going from one thing to another nervously is because I feel like there's a lot of nervous energy going on right now. I'm so sorry, Aquarius. Yeah, fulfillment and wishes. So think that everything that's going on right now and the conflict that you're feeling is bringing you to your wishes, because you're having a lot of wishes, but it feels like because you're feeling a bit emotional right now, it's like it's never happening for you, but it will happen and it's there and it's going to be great and you're going to be great. So thank you so much, Aquarius. I'm moving on to the next sign. Last but not least, Pisces. So Pisces, for you, Mars is in the second house. And this has to do with self-worth, self-value. You know, how much do you value yourself? And this is the money that you get in return. But with Mars in the second house, you're spending so much more than you want to. It's like your hands are open and the money is just flowing out. So this is really something you have to watch out for. But with Mars in retrograde and the square with Saturn, it really makes you think on how to spend your money and how to do it properly. And with the South Node in the 10th house, you know, you've been working so much on something. So maybe you've earned a lot of money, but life is telling you like, hey, slow down and maybe stay at home a little bit more. You know, you're rounding up something, or maybe you had some public embarrassment. I'm so sorry, Pisces, if this happened to you. And with Saturn in the 11th house, it's like, you felt a restriction, like meeting your friends or being with your friends because of so many things that have been happening to you. You're like, okay, whew. And then you're spending money to make yourself feel better. But actually, instead of making yourself feel better by spending, you could think about to join some activities, 11th house activities, being in groups, I don't know, yoga groups, any group, writing groups, anything that carries your interest. This is time to join it and to, you know, release this shame that you're feeling within yourself, like this public embarrassment that you had to go through, or that you feel inside you that you're embarrassed when you're in public. You know, try to be in these groups and get your confidence back. You know, this is not the time to be around crazy friends. This is the time to be around people that are good for you and that support you and a little bit more serious people that get you back on track and can help you with your financial situation, and actually can get you work or something new and can help you with this financial situation. But right now your money is like flowing too fast outside. And Mars is telling you, okay, Pisces, take a step back, relax. And, you know, don't spend too much. Ooh. Okay, so we're getting a few cards here. Sacrifice. So you had to make some kind of sacrifice that maybe you're sad about. Maybe you had to let something go. And you had obstacles and challenges coming your way. I'm so sorry. Deception and envy. So some people stop you from going through your destiny. Like you're reaching your destiny soon, but you need to understand like who are the ones that are not good for you, the deception that's out there, and you need to talk with them about it and realize if these people are worth keeping or worth letting go. And you will really figure this out when you're sitting at home with yourself or when you're with groups. And you know, the best would be some inspirational groups, some people with the same passion that can actually help you with the situation. And you have to empower yourself to get there. So yeah, Pisces, this is the message I have for you. I wish you all the best. And yeah, everyone, this was it. All the signs. I mean, it's a frustrating time for a lot of people. There's a lot of karmic rebalancing and everything. You know, Saturn and Pluto coming back together in the nodes. Then we have Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde coming. Saturn is going direct again. So there's a lot of shakeups happening. But I trust that it's going to be for the better. It's going to be so much better than you think. I wish you all the best, everyone. So much love, blessings in your life, and thank you for watching.